Hmm. Just a random thing before we begin. Freddie, have you ever seen? I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before, but have you seen a movie called The Collector?
Heard of it. I haven't watched it.
Pretty good. It's like it was supposed to be a Saw movie, but they didn't. Sorry.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Bits and Pieces podcast, episode 14. And obviously, I'm joined by my two hosts, Free Show
Hey!
and Pizza Beth, who is not on cam today,
Whoa!
but we still have Velvet Tones
Hello. Yes.
in the background. So yeah, we're going to be doing our usual stuff. Then it's going to be the spotlights. We've got some news. We're probably looking at some game releases because February is actually a small month, but it's a massive amount of games out there right now. Which is pretty awesome to look at. So yeah, if you're got loads of money saved, you're probably going to spend it within this month, I reckon. Have all the games that are available. So yeah, let's get cracking then on today's show, and with our spotlights. So does anyone want to go first, or should I just jump straight in?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Today. Yeah. As well. I might be a few minutes on this one. There's this Pokemon. The new Pokemon game came out on the 28th of January. Pokemon Arceus, and I've not stopped playing it. In fact, I'm still playing it right now. I've got it here. So I literally can't put it down.
Yes.
So what's the game about? It's a Pokemon game. You collect Pokemon. You battle Pokemon. That's it. There you go. Moving on. It's a basic quick summary. Your character is like the chosen one. You know, you get chosen by some big glowy golden Pokemon, and he spits you out through a rift. You come falling out of the sky. You land on some beach, and conveniently there's a Pokemon professor there who helps you out, gives you a place to live, and takes you back to town, and says, "Oh, you can help me fill my Pokedex," because basically the game is you filling the Pokedex out, the very first ever Pokedex. So it's like before Pokemon Red, Gold, and that on the Game Boy. It's actually pre-existing to that. So before there was gyms and all that sort of stuff. So it is an open world game. So it's is the best description I can think of is Pokemon Breath of the Wild. That is how it sort of comes across as gameplay wise. So you have to craft stuff. You have to craft your Pokeballs. You have to craft your potions because you don't earn as much money in this game as you did in the previous games. Like money is like a harder resource, so you have to manage it a bit better. This time around, you can just run up to people and get like 15k just beating their level 2 Pokemon. It doesn't happen in this one. So it's a bit more thought out. The how you swap your Pokemon is when you capture them, they get automatically sent back to your stables because you can only carry 6 at a time. XP share is on by default, and everyone gets the same amount of XP. If your Pokemon dies, you still don't get any XP, which still annoys me. Because you get it down to the other Pokemon down to a sliver of HP, and then your Pokemon coughs and then falls over. So it's it's kind of annoying sometimes. So that you want them to have your XP, but the game's fantastic. There's an awful lot of jargon in between the story campaigns. It took me 3 hours to get into the actual main part of the game where you're not standing there pressing A, skipping all the dialogue. The story is a cookie cutter, save the world. Holes in the sky, rifts appearing everywhere. You've got to beat up strong Pokemon. They've all gone on a rampage because of weird things happening around the universe and in the world. And everyone's like in a panic, and only you can save them because only you apparently can catch Pokemon because everyone else has the throwing arm of a 1-month-old baby apparently. So it's a bit contrived how all the NPCs are absolutely useless. But there's no team battle. There's no like online battle where you go down the hole and fight a giant Pokemon and you have to wait for people to be online and have decent Pokemon to win. There's none of that. That's all gone. That was from the previous Sword and Shield Pokemon games, if you played those. So this is a completely new direction for the Pokemon series, and it's actually a welcome one. So you see Pokemon actually in the wild, running around. as they would in their natural habitat. So you can actually you can actually turn it into a nature documentary and actually sit there and watch them going Pokemon watching. Just watch what they do, watch what they eat, how they interact with other Pokemon, how they flee. It's quite clever. Because they do actually feel a bit more like alive, not real, but alive this time round. There's no like you just run into a bush and it's a Pokemon. You literally have to physically catch them or run into them or engage in battle with them by throwing your Pokeball at them with your Pokemon in it. And there's a couple of types of Pokemon. There's not a there are legendary Pokemon, but they're extremely rare. In the mainstead, there's now Alpha Pokemon. Now these things are elite types, if you like, of the regular Pokemon. They have enhanced stats. They're harder to catch, and they can pretty much one-shot your entire team if you don't have type advantage. So and everything has set levels. So in some areas there might be a level 3, level 7 Pokemon, but there'll be a level 30, level 40 boss Pokemon or alpha Pokemon running around. So you can come back later on and try and catch it or defeat it for loads of XP. Now the main draws of the game is that there's no gyms. So what do? So you literally have to run around capturing Pokemon. So and you have a little Pokedex. The Pokedex will tell you that you need to observe, say, for instance, Pikachu. You've got to observe it doing Thunder Shock, Quick Attack, Thunder. There's the other one that makes the Para Thunder. I don't know what it's called. Thunder. It's all Thunder. All called Thunder something. Just make the enemy paralyzed. There's other like use Bite. You have to capture like 8 of them. You have to evolve like 4 of them. There's loads of little steps and little tick boxes that you have to do to progress. And now what this does, it levels up your Pokemon index and your character ability to capture higher ranked Pokemon. So like in the gym, you'd have a gym badge, and that increases your levels, right? So if you're familiar with the Pokemon games, Steve and Daff, you do the gyms and it gives you an increase in Pokemon level. So for instance, you're level 10, and then you can capture up to level 20. That's basically what this does. You have to level the stages of Pokedex to capture level 20, level 30, level 40, level 50. And now I'm 9 hours in the game, and I can capture up to level 50 Pokemon now. So once you get going, it really does start flying. But the initial start of the game, my only complaint is it's a bit slow. As the tutorial was very hold handy, and you kind of get the gist of the game in the first minute. For those that are familiar with like open world games, and let's be honest, most players are going to be above the age of 10. They're going to be able to do it straight away. But overall, it's a fantastic game. It's one of the best Pokemon games in the series. Initially, I hated it because I couldn't get on with the combat. But once I figured out how to combat, like sneaking up on Pokemon from behind them and throwing a Pokeball at their head, stuns them, and then you fight them, and they don't do any moves for 3 turns. So you literally just get a free Pokemon, or you can get free XP. So once you figure that out, it's kind of cheesy, but it also isn't, because as the Pokemon get higher, they get harder to sneak up on. So it's kind of some risk and rewards, and plus your geezer can get knocked out by the Pokemon as well. As in the previous games, that doesn't happen. I got one-shotted by some giant horse Pokemon. He literally come up to me and double kicked me in the face, sent my geezer flying across the map. So so I was like, I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, you have to dodge. There's a dodge mechanic. And the boss fights, I'll wrap this up, but the boss fights are amazing. The Pokemon get really angered, and they basically glow in with some special godlike power. They've been hit by the lightning from the rift, which goes and makes them go mad. So you have to throw these calming bombs at them. So it becomes like a Devil May Cry fight, where you got to dodge everything and attack, and dodge everything and attack.
I love that.
And at certain points, you'll be able to throw your Pokemon at it to battle it to cause it more damage. To make it go a bit quicker, to make it more susceptible to the calming bombs you're throwing at it. And once you've completed the battle, you get given those plates and balls that you can give the Pokemon to hold that increases their stats or increases their power of said move. So I've got a mind plate which increases the power of psychic Pokemon. You basically get those from winning the fight, and the subtext of these tablets they give you is a hidden message on them, like an ancient message, which you have to get all 8 of them to read the message and perhaps close the portal. That's what it's alluding to. But that alone is different enough. And I was like, "What? I've got to dodge. What's going on here? Am I playing Dark Souls?" Initially it's quite forgiving. I will say the game is quite forgiving because it does say to you, "Oh, you get hit once, you're dead." I got hit like 12 times by this boss, and my geezer was still standing up, scratching his head. So I think I got away with it a little bit. I think if it's in succession, you get knocked out. But it's a fairly easy game. It's a love letter to Pokemon fans. It's absolutely incredible. If you have a Switch, pick it up. It is honestly, if you're a Pokemon fan, you'll absolutely love it. And I can't recommend it higher enough. It's a phenomenal game.
How much is it?
It's $39.99
And
average retail price, or it might be $49.99 depending on where you get it from.
okay.
So between £40 to £50 recommended
And
retail price.
and you said it's worth it so far.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yes, well and truly. But I'm a Pokemon fan, so I'm a bit biased. But it is loads better than Sword and Shield. Loads better. So,
I've never played a Pokemon game myself. I've only seen gameplay here and there. But that does look pretty fun. The game, I saw the gameplay as you was talking, and it just seems pretty like chill and well, maybe not chill at times, but it looks visually pretty good, and it's fun. So when I can, I might pick it up.
Yeah, how
myself.
many? What's the like the length of this? Is it quite lengthy, or is there?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to collect all the Pokemon, complete the Pokédex, which is loads of obscure stuff on there as you get higher, you're looking at 60 hours plus.
Oh wow!
Easily.
Okay. So for value for money, then it's worth.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's much bigger than Sword and Shield. The Sword and Shield took me 25 hours to complete.
Oh wow!
Like the story mode, but I spent 46 hours in it farming Pokemon.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely loads better. Initially I was put off by the open world aspect. But once I figured out how to do it, it became really fun.
Yes.
And, I love dropping heavy balls on Pokemon's heads from high. It's great.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Like Beth, I would say that I've never really played a Pokemon game. I mean, apart from I think the free mobile game that a lot of people were doing, it became a bit of a trend, and it became a bit of.
Yeah, the one where you go outside.
Go outside and actually.
What is?
Getting run over by a car or something. Yeah. But no, the closest thing I could say I've played to was Monster Hunter World Stories, which was more very like it took its world outside of its more sort of 3D environment and put itself into a more 2D environment, which that had that similar sort of things. You had, because it was a story, as you came towards a monster and then you had to battle it, and then that was it. You had your little pet with you, and that was it. Like, that's the closest I ever got to playing a Pokemon game. And I would say, if I had a Switch, having played that, obviously because it's Pokemon, it has that environment and it has that universe, and it is that universe that it's in. I've got nothing against it. I've just never played them. But I would say, having played that game, the Monster Hunter Stories, I would probably enjoy it because I kind of enjoyed that, and I would, like, characters that you're familiar with. There we go. The Switch zoomed up. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. 12 hours. Not 9,
12 hours.
sorry.
12 hours. Actually, more than you thought.
Yes.
I will say that my brother got a Switch, but he never plays it, so I might just nick it and
that's
try and get my hands on that game and play it. Really?
Yeah. It does look good. That does look
definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. I nicked my son's Switch. My second eldest. He doesn't touch it. He hasn't touched it in 2 years. Just sitting on his desk. So I was like,
You know
I'll
what?
have that then.
Yeah, like my brother got it, played on it once, and then it's been years since he's played it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know,
He's addicted to Fortnite, so he doesn't care about anything else.
Oh. Sorry.
Comes back. I mean, it comes almost back to what we had said about handhelds. I like and mobile games. Like I do occasionally play mobile games, and then I've never really got into handhelds apart from. Do you know what? I can't even remember. Maybe the Game Boy or something. You know, when they first came out, it was. But then that became more of a trend. But I would like, for the sake of getting this, and like I said, I played a lot of the Monster Hunter World games, so there's a reason I could get a Switch now. Do you know what I mean? Because recently Rise came out, which is, I know we're sort of drifting off the Pokemon thing a little bit.
That's fine.
But
That's fine.
but just to wrap up, just to sort of clarify on what I'm saying is, like, had I had the Switch, I would have played Rise first before it came on PC, and now I've got another reason to do it. Do you know what I mean? So there are reasons to have handhelds, but I'm not going to justify paying £1,600 for one. So, which on that note, I think, I've said all I need to say about it, really, because like I said, I haven't played any. The closest I've ever played them was what I'm just playing just recently, and it's definitely worth.
It's a good entry level Pokemon.
Yeah,
because it's very good for newcomers as well, because it explains everything and type advantage, and it has a lot of nuanced tutorial stuff that's not in previous Pokemon games. So it explains it a lot better. So as a new player, if you want to check out Pokemon, if you've always only had a passive interest, yes, another reason to pick up Arceus. Can I get paid for promotion, please, Nintendo?
give me some free skins.
Yeah, give me some free games. See you
games.
I'll send them out to my friends.
Excuse me. No, it's good stuff. Right. So
I don't have a spotlight.
Oh, you don't?
Oh no, not this week. I just haven't had a chance to play too many games. But
okay.
I will be playing. I know 3D's opinions on this, but I'm going to try out, because I got Far Cry 6. There was that free update about Rambo.
I'm
gonna try it. I'm gonna try it and see what it's all about. But yeah, I'll probably in the future I'll do like a full Far Cry 6 thing.
Because you've played that quite a lot anyway. So
well, I did when it first came out. I played it for like the first couple of months, but then I kind of stopped. But I'm starting to slowly get back into it. So I'm gonna start playing it again, and there's DLC and there's free content updates. So why not play them and try them?
Actually, just sticking on to that similar sort of game style, because Dying Light 2 just came out, and we might probably we'll mention it as a new releases anyway, but that's got a similar sort of like style, isn't it? It's got similar, like, you got to unlock sort of areas. So the closest I've played to that would be Dying Light, but I'd be interested to see what you have to say about that, because I've got some history on that, and I sort of stopped after one, I think 4. I think I stopped, but
it's been interesting.
Be an interesting one to look forward to. Be an interesting one to look forward to. You've got to do some homework on that, I think, and come back to us next week, maybe.
I've got plenty to say about that Ubisoft.
I know you do. I know you do.
I'm not going to. We'll be here till midnight if I start on a tangent. So
that's why
I'll save it for another time.
Save it for when I cover Far Cry 6 or something.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I know you have opinions on it, and that's fine, and I do agree with them, but it's anyway.
Ubisoft, no.
Go on,
Steve. All I'm going to say, Ubisoft, no.
Okay. Right, Steve, go on. Quick.
Yes.
Sorry, Steve.
Quick, Steve.
I'll shut
up. Let me try and save the day. So the game I'm going to talk about, Spotlight today, came out 2020, I think it was. Let me just check my notes, actually. I don't. It came out 29th of January 2020. It's the Pedestrian. It's a puzzle platformer, logic, think outside the box kind of side scroller thing. It's got all those good elements of puzzles. I don't often do a puzzle game, but this one kind of caught my eye a little bit. It's not long. It does get very good positive reviews, and it's quite overwhelming positivity on Steam page at least. I'm not sure. I think it came out on the PC first, then it dropped on the PlayStation, and for some reason it waited until this year, at the start of this year, to come out on the Xbox series. So, and then it's this year it came out on the Switch. So, but it is available now. By now, it should be available on all platforms. It is. I'm going to run this trailer whilst I talk about it briefly. But it is like I said, puzzle platformer. It's from Skullcom. I might be mispronouncing that. An American program developers. Trying to figure the word. I lost train of thought. But yeah, basically you play as, like, you could at the start of the game you get to choose whether you want to be a male, female character, and the difference is the female gets like a skirt or a dress. It's like, to picture it better, imagine if you go to like the restroom or like the bathrooms in restaurants and stuff, and you say, where's, you can tell the difference between a man and a lady because of the skirt. That's it. You play as like a stick figure character who goes through the whole environment. Like, there's sort of 2.5D environment backdrop, but the whole area that you're playing on is signposts. So you're on where it's a turn left, turn right, 500 meters this way. That they do away with the wording, and basically you play with inside the signposts or with inside the same frame. I've got some notes I'll just quickly bring up because I didn't realize I was going to go a bit.
Yeah, I was going to cover this in the future, but you beat me to it.
I beat you to it.
Yeah. It's on Game Pass right now.
Yeah.
And,
so it is. It is.
Yeah, but I'll add my thoughts.
Okay.
When you finish.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's not. I didn't. It's starts off like, I think there are. Let me just quickly count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 8. Maybe I miscounted that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8. There's 8 areas, locations to play in, and each location has about 10, maybe 20 rooms, just called rooms, that you go into. But the first area that you go to is called the warehouse, and there are 17 rooms. So it's actually the largest of the game. And I think the final area is just called final area, and that only has about 6 rooms. But then the point is that the first area is supposed to be quite easy, so they give you a tutorial run. So your little man, he has to roam between 2 signs, and they or 2 or 3 or maybe 4 signs, could even be up to like 6 or 7 different signs. So you go into, like, let's say there's 7. So you've got A, B, C, D, E, F, and you've got to get from A to F. So you'll start in A, but to get to F, you might have to go to B, and then go to D, not C. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're interchanged to pick up items. Like, you might need to get a key, for instance. So you'll get a key from one room. You got to take it back to another room. You can only pick up one item at a time, so you'd have to unlock a door, then go back, and maybe you have to find like a coil wire. So you have to try and connect the coil wire to electricity sort of what are they called? Outlets. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. I got quite far into it. It's not that big of a game, actually. I'm not going to give away any endings, anything, but there is a very interesting ending towards the game, towards the end of the game. But like I said, it's you're trying to interact with you don't interact with the environment, but you interact with the things that are on the sign itself. So, like, there could be a box you might have to move. You might need the box to block off a laser. Sometimes there's a laser in some of the rooms. Sometimes there's buzzsaws. And they pretty much are one hit, like, dead. That's it. You start. You have to reset. Instant death. You start again. Yeah. So the whole thing can reset just by making one small mistake. There is, in one room I went to, there is a pinboard inside an office block. and all of the signs are made up of like lined sheets of paper pinned onto the pinboard, and you have to try and make them connect via lines. So there's lines that will connect to certain doors. If you line them up, I'm trying to do a visual thing here. It's very difficult to try and explain it without doing anything. I'm holding my hand up to a camera, like so you to get from A to get to A to C, you'd have to do. There's a line which connects two doors. So until you connect them, the doors will be closed. So you have to connect them. But once you break that tethered line, you reset the puzzle. So you have to start again. Later on, there are certain pistons. I think there's a room that you go to where there is four plaques on a gate, which is outside of a gardens or something like a city garden. So you have four plaques, but one plaque would be on one side of a lamppost. So you couldn't walk directly to it. You could have to move them up and down. Normally you can move the plaques around, some of these sign pictures around. You can move them around quite freely. Whereas in this one area I was just describing there, you can't move them freely. You can only move them, like for instance, 1, 2, and 4 would be on the left side, and 3 would be on the right. So you'd have to try and line them up as well. So you'll be in one area. To get to 4, you'd have to go line up 2 and 4 with the tethered things, and that would could create a ladder as well. So you get the top half of a ladder in one room, in one section. I keep saying rooms, and I'm trying not to confuse the situation now. In one section, in one sign, it'll be the top half of a ladder, and in another sign there'll be the bottom half, but they might be out of sequence. So you'll go down the ladder, and it'll look like you're going up in the other sign. If that makes sense, hopefully it does. It's very hard to explain, actually, a visual thing.
Yeah.
It's a very complex game.
It sounds very complex. I mean, it's laid out. The way it's laid out, it's actually really, really good.
But when you're trying to explain,
I think
I'm
trying to explain things that need to be more audio. Yeah. It was always going to be a difficult one to cover, I feel, regardless of who was going to speak. I mean, maybe Beth had a better way of explaining it than me.
Not really. Just
can you add to anything what I'm saying from what you've seen? Because it is, like I said, it is very difficult to get.
It's basically like trial and error of the game. You've given us the puzzles are split up into, think of it as puzzle pieces, and you've got to put them together, and you've got to put them in the correct order in order to progress. So if you don't do the correct order, you end up getting stuck, and you either reset the puzzle or you get killed. Therefore, then you have to reset. So as you progress through the levels for each puzzle, for each different section, it progressively gets harder and harder. So the longer you play, the further you get, the harder it gets. And some of these end up becoming quite tenuous, because you have to avoid lasers, saws. You have to activate lifts, switches. You have to dodge things. It does become quite challenging in the later. And it can become. I wouldn't say. Depends on the person playing, but if you've not got a good tempo, you will get frustrated with this.
I think
later on.
It does.
But it's great though.
Visually, it's great. There is some sections of the game where it takes part in like a freeway or a highway.
Aesthetically, it's amazing.
Aesthetically, it looks great. There is, and when you look at those areas around it, there's going to be some signs. They're attached to warning gates that are no entry signs, so you can't go through. But then below that, there's like a child's backpack, and attached to his backpack is a Game Boy, and you get to travel into that Game Boy. It's like, this is so cool. It's like you could actually the transitions as well between each location. You're actually on board. You're in the cab section of a train, of a metro. So your transitions between different locations is all done there as well. So you'd have to insert a number, which the number is left on a clipboard inside the cab. So you'll check the number, and as the player character, you'll have to input those numbers correctly, and then the trainer set off, and then you'll find yourself in a new location. You'll then go on to another set of puzzles in a different area. Some are a campus, for instance. Some are, like I said, a motorway. Some are like traffic light signs. Instead of having it "don't walk," it'll just be the puzzle itself, which is quite interesting. It uses the environment quite well, I think. Trying to think of
the background is like really cool when you look, like, because when I played a couple of the first couple of levels, and there was like you're under a train. There's a train going past in the background, and I just thought that sounded really cool, and it was just really immersive.
There is one area. There's a couple of areas that you do revisit, and you revisit them a couple of ways. There's in the background of one area that you're playing, there'd be another signpost, and you can just make out that on the signpost there is an obvious way that you're going to end up there at some point.
Yeah.
Because it's in the background, you think, oh, I'm going to be there at some point. But to get there, you might have to go to a different location, then come through it via another location. So you get like location A, location B, location C. You'll get to location C, and you're back on the highway again. You think, oh, okay, I was here a moment ago. I knew I would be. And then, it's just how you go around the world is really good. There's always a TV. I noticed there's always a TV in every room that you go to, and the TVs reflect what the aesthetics are in the area. So if it's a chalkboard, you're on the TV on the pause menu, it would come up more of it come up like a chalkboard would do. So the options are there on the TV are different. So you might not have picked up on that, but it's something I spotted. So when I was in the workshop, because the workshop aesthetics is workshop, you have that kind of workshop aesthetic on the TV screen. So like the TV screen sort of also a part of like the little bit of an Easter eggy tool towards the room that you're in.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting as well. Yeah, it's a very fun game. It's not long. I think the longest you probably do, depending on how you approach the puzzles,
how good you are.
Yeah. If you're very good at lateral thinking, you might get through it quite quickly. And I think like 3 hours is the minimum the minimum that you expected.
The speed run is an hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah, so that's gonna be like.
Well, they probably know the puzzles already. They probably know everything.
Average is about 3.5 hours, 4 hours.
I'll probably take a year.
Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great game. It was a good way to just sort of get the old head scratching a little bit. There is a demo on Steam, but like I said, if it's on Game Pass, you could probably just download it anyway. Otherwise, you are looking at about £15.49 on Steam currently. I mean, I don't know. I picked it up just because it was one of those lockdown games. I picked up, it came out, I played it, I really enjoyed it. I got frustrated loads of times, came back to it. It's very frustrating at times, but it only does that later on, and it builds up to that difficulty builds up over time. So every time you go into a different location, you're going to find yourself with new mechanics. Something that I noticed as well with some of the mechanics, when you get used to a room and you move on, you go, oh, I know what I need to do. And then you do it a couple of times. And what it does, it flips it. And you go, oh, wait, what? I thought I knew how this worked. And it completely changes, the way in which you have to play as well. So you have to start thinking again. Yeah, so sometimes the mechanics will change. Yeah, you're thinking, oh, I thought I knew how this worked, and now I don't. It's throws you through a bit of a loop at times.
Curveball.
Bit of a curveball on that one.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. I really thought it was great fun. I'm looking, to try and complete, get those 100% achievements. But yeah, I think there's only about 10 achievements. There's a couple of secrets that I probably have missed. There's a couple of secret rooms that you might not have known about. Playing through the first time. So replayability, you just want to maybe better your timing, I guess. I'm never going to be able to compete against those hour and 20 minutes, but it's still worth trying, I guess. And you know, like I said, it's if you've got Game Pass, it's essentially it's free, although you pay a subscription. But for that whole price of paying for Game Pass, is still cheaper than the game itself if you buy it on Steam.
Right.
So
that's
another way of looking at buying games, if you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my little spotlight for the week. Like I said, it's not a great,
Wonderful.
not a really good one to describe verbally, or at least I struggled a few times. But once you, hopefully, that was understandable enough to get people thinking what it's about. It's good to have people.
Game.
It's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game set in a sort of 2.5 world.
Go and watch the trailer.
Watch the trailer.
Yeah.
The trailers give you a much better idea.
Yeah.
Go
I'm
play
gonna
it.
play it. I'm gonna get it.
No, you know.
But it was good to have people around me who understood the
Oh
concept.
yeah, definitely. We understand.
Yeah. It's just to touch on what you were saying, Steve, is that there is no puzzle game like this.
No.
On anywhere. Like there might be other indie games that have tried or emulated this game, but this unique setting, the sound design as well, and the level design and how that all fits together is something. It's a unique puzzle experience, and I for one don't play puzzle games as a rule of thumb because I'm dumb. So I'll figure out stuff. It takes me forever to figure out anything. I usually look up a guide within like 5 minutes if I'm stuck. But this game actually, I didn't actually look up a guide. I actually figured it out myself because I was so determined to get to the next area, because it gives you that just if you solve one, then you go into the next area because you get that just one more. Just one more go. It gives you that one more go feeling. And for a puzzle game to do that, it's testament to the game itself, and just for the visual aspects alone. I was like, some of them I was jaw dropping, like, wow, this is a puzzle game. It's really unique, and I would, it's highly recommended if you have Game Pass or you don't have Game Pass, and you want to try this game out. I don't think it's. I would disagree slightly with the price point. I do think it needs to be a little bit cheaper. I would pick this up in the sale, 100% half price or at least 40% off, because it's a one and done game. You go through it once, unless you're a completionist, you're not going to play it again. Let's be honest, you're not going to play it again. So if you don't have Game Pass and don't want to buy a Game Pass, wait for a sale. But if you want to try it out and it's a bit cheaper, like Steve said earlier, Game Pass is the way to go. But overall, it's a very, very good game, and if you like puzzlers, you will absolutely love this one.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. There's nothing much more I can add to what I've already said. It's good to see that the environment around you is still ticking over while you're inside the games. Like there's traffic going along the motorway whilst you're playing above the cars. There you are above the cars, and there's traffic going along, and it's great aesthetically.
It's very satisfying to hear the environment around you.
It feels like an interactive dream. This sort of thing. It's like dream-esque. I was half expecting the geezer to wake up at the end of the game and go, no, what am I doing? No. So it's definitely.
But yeah, there you go. I did prior to this, I was just contemplating on whether to do this one or another one, and I looked up I wanted to get some information on how to describe it, but even the reviewers that I read had said they actually struggled to find to put the words down, because they've actually said it's very hard in word to describe the game, and I realized now that they're not wrong. It was very difficult to try and describe it. It's better to look at it than to describe it, but I had a bit of a busy week, and I was looking for a game I could cover, and I'm like, I can cover this, and I'm like, oh, maybe I can't. But no.
Yeah.
Well,
you did a good job.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. There we go. The Pedestrian.
Right. The Pedestrian.
The Pedestrian.
Right. So let's bring up the We're going to go into news and then releases, or
Yeah, we
because
can do.
obviously, Beth, you haven't got those spotlights, so we go straight into that.
Yeah, yeah.
News first,
Yeah,
and
let's
then
do it.
then we can finish on the releases because I think releases will give us a little bit more time to calm down.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Calm down, quotations.
Quotation.
I am
down.
calm.
Calm down.
I can see
Laser. Right.
a
Sorry.
steam.
Steam just coming
Anyway.
out.
All right, so what news? I don't have any news myself, but do you guys have news?
It's only a bit of small news.
Oh,
So yeah,
Okay.
so Sony buying out Bungie this week.
yeah.
And
Yes.
as the press is telling, Sony retaliates to Microsoft buying Activision by buying Bungie. The console wars are back. It's like, shut up, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to someone about this, and we are discussing that it takes a long time for these even to discuss the deal and then actually go through with it, and then even confirm in the deal, like we talked about with the what was it, Activision and Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's gonna be done in like 2023. So I don't know how long Sony and Bungie have been talking about this, but it's probably been a while until they've actually announced that, oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and buy it. So I don't think people like to say, oh, it's console wars, blah 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 blah, but it's not. It's not.
No.
It's not.
No. I mean, what
It's
is
not.
it? It's like, I mean, like in terms of like what they're going up against, it's like 3.6 billion. That's pocket change if
Yeah.
you can look at
Yeah,
if you look at Microsoft's
Yeah. Pocket change for them.
for them, it's not massive amount. I mean, it is a massive amount, but I think in terms of what their turnover is going to be like, is this them reacting to the Microsoft? I don't know.
I don't think
no, I
so.
don't think so. I think it's easier to sort of look at that way.
Yeah, well,
So
considering that it was so close together,
yeah.
like Microsoft only just happened. So the fact that Sony's like, oh, let's do that, people are like, oh, they're retaliating.
if they dropped their news before and Microsoft did it, people would be saying, oh, all they've done is they're just they're only doing it because they doing it, and then it becomes like a price war. It's like it's not that at all.
Either way, they're buggered.
Yeah.
Like people will think the same thing.
I mean,
like
to be fair, it's like never the twain shall meet, but they've probably got shares in each other's pockets anyway. So.
Yeah, they probably wanted to keep it hush hush for a little while because of what Microsoft did. Because these deals, like Beth was saying, they take months, even years to organise, arrange, and author and go through all the right channels. And you got to get government approved in some cases. Depending on what legal things they have to do wherever they are in the world. And it's just timing. It's like it's not in retaliation to Microsoft Activision, but Sony would have already been talking about this last year or the year before with Bungie, about keeping them or getting them on board. Probably to do with Microsoft's buying a lot of studios, especially a lot of indie devs as well. They've purchased Epic Games all over again, and it's just the way it is. But people saying it's another console war starting. I mean, it's a bloody expensive console war, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's no more fanboys arguing on the sofa. It's now billions. We will fight for billions.
Yeah.
So,
it's bad timing, I think.
Yeah, you're right. I think it is just bad timing. It was like it probably should never have been dropped. Someone's leaked it and just said, "Yeah, wow, there you go."
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
it's out there now.
Yeah. Whoops.
But it's I don't really have an opinion on that because all I've ever seen from Bungie is Destiny. So, and I do like the Destiny games, but I don't know. I don't know why Sony decided to buy it. I don't really know, to be honest. Just I'm kind of curious to see what will happen, but I don't really have anything to really say.
The
be honest.
I mean, Bungie's catalog really, because like Bungie didn't they lost Halo, didn't they? They gave it to a different developer anyway. But they originally
Halo?
Bungie first did Halo, the first set of Halo games that come out.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
I
Halo.
didn't actually know that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm a true gamer.
and then I think they went their own. They separated, and some went.
Yeah, they separated from Microsoft because they didn't like
Yeah.
the way Microsoft were trying to monopolise the game
Oh, I see. I
in
see.
Halo, so they left.
So the remaining of Bungie went on and made Destiny. So
Yeah, and then they basically split in half. You got 343 Industries,
yeah,
which split off from Bungie. So they're sort of like split half and half. The half that stayed with Microsoft, and the half that went off to do their own studio, their own thing. And then they got bought by Activision, and Activision did the same thing that they did with Microsoft, which is microtransactions everywhere, and the game stagnated and died. And then
Yeah.
they got rid of Activision, and they started getting popular again because they went, we don't like microtransactions anymore. They're still
Yeah,
in
they
the game.
redid the game, right? They
Yeah,
released it and stuff.
what's the word? Re
Revived it.
Revived it, rebuilt it, remade
Yeah.
it to accommodate for the boosters that were
Yeah.
heavily needed in the game, and I don't mean like
Oh no.
it's like XP boosters because they made it so grindy, and it is
Yeah.
just to touch on Destiny's a little bit, as it is a very grindy game. So it's a grinder's paradise. So if you love all the people that love grinding are literally headbutting their controllers playing Bungie right now. Not Bungie, Destiny. He's trying to get the words out. Destiny. So it's and as someone in my chat rightly said, Sony have had history with Bungie already bringing out exclusive weapon packs and weapon skins on the PlayStation Store first before they went over to the Xbox and PC. So it kind of sort of already hinted that was going to happen a little while ago. But is it really that good a deal? I mean, Destiny's good and all, but what else are they going to do?
That's what I mean. Like, they don't have very much under their catalog right now.
No,
You know,
no, they
like
don't.
they've only done Destiny and Destiny 2. That's all they've done.
Yeah,
I think that I know.
and they're not even making Destiny 3 on the next. They're not even making anything Unreal Engine 5 or any next gen software. They're just updating their current game.
Yeah.
You know, which is in all honesty, it's a bit backwards, isn't it? I mean, surely you got to move with the times and make use of the next gen hardware. Surely.
I think
Sorry, Beth. Go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that they're making they're good with that. Like, Destiny 2 is being successful right now, so they must be like, let's just put let's put everything into Destiny 2 right now.
Yeah, expansion after expansion after expansion, and disregard the first 4 expansions. If you have them, you have to buy the latest ones. I disagree with their. This is a completely different subject, but I will say I disagree with their expansion practices. You have to buy the previous ones to get access. It's all locked off content.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
because it's free to play. It's a free to play game, isn't it?
It's a free.
Now?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's a premium game, so now they can get away with charging extortionate amounts for expansions.
This is one of those. It's behind paid walls and stuff, isn't it? Where they basically it's already been programmed in the game in the core game, and then you need to buy it to unlock that.
A little bit of code.
Yeah.
It's not even anything. It's not even anything major that you're unlocking. It's just additional cut and paste zones, copy and paste zones with different with a few different weapons that they've bothered to program. More or less, it's different colors and different variations of the weapons you already have, and different color variations, and that's it. There isn't any real innovation in there. So I understand from a business perspective why you would buy Bungie Studios unless you're going to make them do something more than what they're doing.
Yeah,
they're very much stagnated, and I think they're overpriced. 3.6 billion. What, for free to play game? Really? No. We'll see what happens. I mean, who knows what future holds and what Sony have planned for them. I will give Sony credit where it's due. That their exclusives have been, pretty much spot on the last couple of years. So if they got plans like that, God of War Ragnarok style, Bungie making something similar, akin, because there needs to be something revolutionary in the first-person shooter or genre. It's so stale right now, especially on the consoles.
Yeah.
It's a barren wasteland of copy and paste.
It's just very bland, and it's not exciting because it's always the same. Like you say, copy and paste. It's always the same thing,
Yeah,
and it's not very exciting at the moment.
no.
Because
So
I love FPSs, but over the years, like the last couple of years, it's slowly going downhill, and
yeah,
I've been trying. I have to find other games to play, So that's why I was playing that Archvale, because I wanted something new. I wanted something fresh to play, and maybe first-person shooters will get back on track, but I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going well, to be honest.
I wouldn't
So
rely on Bungie and Sony to produce one. To be honest, given
no,
their history, but we'll see what happens with that. But
yeah.
I agree with you, Beth. The last time I run the first-person shooter was Doom, like the
Yeah,
new
I
Doom.
Yeah.
can't even remember the last time I had fun
Um,
in first-person.
Halo Infinite was fun multiplayer for a little while.
It was.
Yeah.
It
Um,
was.
so very briefly, because it's Bungie sort of related. Halo Infinite sucks, and that's all I want to say about that. The campaign sucks big time. It's a copy and paste syndrome
Yeah.
for the win. That's exactly all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
heard.
copy and paste.
I remember you said that it's quite a bad campaign, but I've heard people say that it's pretty good, and like
Yeah, it's
I don't.
different courses, though, isn't it?
True.
If you're brain numbed and conditioned to, oh, well, I like replaying the same levels over and over again. I like killing the same 6 enemies with different colours over and over again. It don't bother me. So that's the fanboy that will come out and say, yeah, it's really good. I had fun because I just switched off and just didn't care what I was shooting or care for the story or any other aspect of the game. It's just consume and enjoy. As me, I'm a bit more particular when it comes to first-person shooters. Like I've already said, very stale, very copy and paste. And oh look,
Yeah.
Halo Infinite just does what everyone else does. Build up the hype, have a really good opening level, and then you get to the open world section, and it's just copy and paste. And that's just telling you to a rant bloody.
Let me just. I just want to say one more thing about Halo Infinite. Just one more thing. The one. Excuse moi. I'm joking. I was going to say that in multiplayer you have to do challenges to level up, and I think that's terrible system
Yeah,
to level up, because
yeah,
you wanna feel like you're progressing, and I know like I don't know, I like to go into a level, like kill people, and then like when you go to the main, I want at least some XP, not 0 XP, like, because sometimes you can't even do the challenge. I don't know, I don't like that.
yeah.
That
That I'll tell you where that's from, Beth. That is literally copy and paste. Copy and
Yeah,
paste from Fortnite. Because Fortnite, the only way to
do
level is by
challenges.
challenges. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It is literally copy and paste. Copy and paste the way.
sorry, I'm choking over the bullshit. Sorry, sorry,
Yeah, we're all
sorry.
going to die of slow, boring death of bloody copy and paste. Here lies Microsoft. Why do they die? Copy and paste. There you go. It's awful. I mean, it's like there's no one got any originality anymore in the gaming industry. Are we all just like, oh, they're doing that? Let's copy them. Oh, let's change one minuscule, minute thing and copy it, and then say we did something different. For example, looking at you Fortnite with the Among Us stuff, ripped literally Among Us out of Steam and just put it into
I
Fortnite
don't.
and then called it something else. It was
I think,
exactly the same.
yeah. I remember seeing it's like some weird spy mode, isn't it? Where you like
Yeah,
run around and do stuff, and I was
yeah,
like,
dude. And
it's
you
just
get
like,
when you sabotage and stuff. It is, and even the
like
developer said it was even the same map layout.
yeah,
Right, it
yeah, I
was the
remember.
same. It was literally the same map layout. And Among Us devs went, "Hang on a minute, you just literally ripped from our game and
Yeah,
ripped our whole game out of this. What are you doing? You can at least credit us. Give us some money. I mean, you got enough of it." And then everyone who supported them the Among Us community literally went after Fortnite, which was quite funny. And then the memes started happening from all of that. But yeah, it's a prime example of originality non-existent in these big budget companies. And I know this wasn't a planned section of
I
the
know.
podcast,
It
but
happens. It happens.
It's so infuriating that as gamers we we'll happily wait for originality and decent games. I don't know why I said this before. I think we've all said this before. I don't know why they keep rushing everything. You don't need to rush. We have got plenty of games and plenty of stuff to do. While we wait for the next big thing. We none of us want to play the same stuff we've already been playing with a different color palette. And different and exactly the same mechanics that we've already completed 5 million times over and already done, played to death. What? And then all it is a brand new game. You go, give us £8, you can play the exact same thing. What?
Yeah, I know. It's
it's madness. You lot are mad. These mindless drones, and that's all I'm going to call you lot. You mindless drones. I'll just consume the content and buy everything because I am a no-brain sheep. Right?
hello. I am the android sent by Cyberlife.
I'm the android sent by Microsoft to buy all games. All your boring, bland, pressing, copy and paste games. It's just I don't want to talk anymore because I'll just go.
Let's move on. Yeah,
I think
move on.
Let's move on. Move on.
Please.
Next.
Any other news, or is that all the news? And we're just going into releases.
I don't think there's anything else that's really anything happened. Really, I haven't done any prep, so I've
Quite a
got
bland. No, I mean they're probably. I mean, quickly have a look, and
the only other thing that's a little bit tasty reverts back to Ubisoft and the Rambo DLC.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to talk about that right now.
No. That was the only thing that sort of made headlines from the news things I had.
Okay.
Let me have 2 seconds.
Okay, let's have a little
I'll
look.
talk about release while I'll find out some news.
All right. So, do you have a list, Steve? Because I do not. So
a list of games I can talk about, like in releases. Yeah, I can look at some of those.
Start at the top, and we'll work our way down.
Are we looking at a list from any particular
Are we doing that website we did last time? You know that the website.
That's the website. That website.
You know that website.
You know that website. You know that weird website that we had.
Yeah. Hang on. That was the website, right? Am I going crazy?
Going crazy.
Oh.
I think you've lost. Right, I have.
I've lost the plot.
Beth's
completely lost it.
Sorry. Carry on. I'm just losing the plot over here. So
we're just filling. It's fine.
All right. I do have something to talk about.
Okay.
CD Project Red.
Yes.
Have been quiet for quite some time, and the new rumor mill is that they're working on 2 brand new AAA games. Nothing to be disclosed right now. But the worry is that the worry across the gaming community is that they haven't even fixed Cyberpunk yet. They haven't even addressed all the issues in that. There's supposed to be a next generation rework of The Witcher 3 coming out this year as well, completely reworked head to toe, brand new graphic engine. Just to make it to update it to next gen. So you don't need to do that. There's literally a whole mod pack already pre-done on Nexus Mods. CD Projekt Red. Just go and download that, import it into the game, and then upload that.
Bob's your uncle.
And then give the guy some money. That is it. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a HD remake. I'm going to give him a shout out because this was amazing. HD remake on CD Projekt Red, not CD Projekt Red, Nexus Mods for The Witcher 3, which he worked on it for 6 years, and he redone every single texture in the game and upscaled it to 8K.
Wow!
Every single texture.
Awesome.
And it's about 2 GB in size, compressed, and you install it, and it makes the game look like next generation. So that's all they need to do, right? That's all they need to do. So the fans are like, well, what are you doing now? What are you playing now? Why are you announcing 2 more games when you haven't even fixed the current one and there's no news on the Witcher 3 remake, so to speak, or upscale, which is going to be, we know it's going to be a colossal disaster. CD Projekt Red have let themselves go completely. I don't believe anything that comes out of this office anymore. I think they're just a bunch of liars now. I mean, they've been radio silent for 3 months. They said that they would have CD Projekt Red. I can't get so confused. They said they would have Cyberpunk fixed by the end of 2021.
Where's the DLC?
Where's the DLC? Exactly. Where's the lamb sauce?
Where is it?
Where's the DLC?
We don't want a jacket, and we want DLC. We want content, guys. You are the most anticipated game, and you fell flat on your face.
We've got content now. They gave us a couple of different jackets, and a different skin car. That's content.
There's content right there.
And then we got a reskin Keanu Reeves. Who has his belly out.
They have gamers and the developers have different concepts of content.
Or lack of content.
Yeah.
They added content, but it's not content.
Yeah, it's not proper content. What do you think about CD Projekt Red working on 2 other games when they still haven't got their house in order and they still haven't delivered on the promises they said with said game?
That's they basically just said, look, we don't care now, haven't they? That to me says, do you know what? We've had so much flack. There's, I think, for a game developer to just sort of move on shows that they don't care. It's a cash grab. That's it. We've taken the money. We've stopped any more refunds. We're not, I don't know if they have, but I mean, like, it's easy to sort of do that, and then because they will, and it's like, well, we don't care. We've, once everyone's taken their refunds, or once they've taken the money for people who haven't refunded it, they've just moved on. They've gone, yeah, we've got our money now. We don't care. Let's work on something else. Why? Because we can see ourselves like doing that, and we don't care. There's I think there's only been one occasion, and I've mentioned it once before, and I'm going to mention it again, just as a content. But and that was Hello Games did with No Man's Sky. They actually did go back and rework the game. They went out. They went
passionate about.
Yeah. They were so passionate. They promised so much and never delivered. But they went quiet. They never responded to any tweets and Twitter feeds and all that. They never really approached anyone. There was 1 or 2 here and there, sort of like just to say, look, we are still here. But we haven't. They could have easily have just given up, walked away from that project, and not bothered with it. But they didn't. They actually came back with some really good DLCs, and they actually made the game playable. So it's to say that it's not possible, bullshit, because we know it is. We know from Hello Games has proven that you can turn a game around. People are probably it probably did lose a lot of player base. But some of the ones that stuck by it have said, yeah, you know what? Well done, because also VR, which doesn't even change. They included VR to it as well. They didn't actually say, look, we've given up and we're moving on. We're going to build a new game. I don't think they've actually made another game since. They've just continuously built on what they've got. It's only a small studio, I believe. So that I don't know of any. I've not heard of any news from them in regards to anything different, but as far as DLC was concerned, they continue to plan. So yeah, it is possible. Games, there are some game developers, or one minorities that do it, that actually go, I do care about my project, and I do care. Apart from apart from this particular project,
I will say that like you said, Steve, it's kind of like, it feels like that they don't care, and they kind of just given up. But I hope they haven't. I hope they've kind of done. I would like to think that they've done a Hello Games like they did with No Man's Skies. They're working on it, but then you said that they're working on 2 other games, so that means they can't be working on Cyberpunk, can they? or can they work on 3 games simultaneously? Like that's a bit much.
That's basically what everyone's saying. Like what you're playing at.
That's ridiculous because then you can't just when you work on 3 different games at the same time, you can't put all the effort into all of them. You know, you have to focus on certain ones at certain times. I just say you focus on one, and then when you go to the other one, you can't put as much in because you might not have as much time. You know, so it's kind of like, what are they playing at? I don't know what they're doing.
Given that we have spoken about it in the past before about the pressures that are put onto developers or game programs as well to say, look, we want this out, we want this out, we want this out now. I want it out last week. Where is it? Where's that project? And obviously because of again, I sort of repeat myself.
Does anyone own CD? Not CD.
What I don't own it. No, I wish I did. I'd do something about it. Hopefully, or maybe I don't want to wish that I did because, like, you know, I'd have to show that I cared. I don't have the time. No, no, I lost my track of thought now. But
sorry.
Okay.
I've got some more news. I managed to drag up some more stuff.
Okay.
I didn't know this happened. This happened recently. This one goes to our friend Jelly Ogre. Amaranth got banned for a few days. 5 days ago. And apparently she has no idea why she got banned.
Of course she does.
And now she's like, she's like, oh, I didn't get banned on purpose. I promise. And she basically flaunted the terms of service. You know how she walks that fine edge of terms of service on Twitch. But I mean walks. I mean she doesn't. You know, with her naked streams.
Yeah,
and hot tub streams with shaking her ass at the camera and all that stuff.
She walked into the room and accidentally tripped over the bra that fell off her.
Yeah. She walked into the room and her clothes accidentally fell off. You know, it's nonsense. This woman needs to be shot. Get rid of her. Honestly, what is the matter with people?
Okay. Shot is a bit much.
No, that means shoot. I don't mean shoot as in shoot. I mean get off the platform.
Okay.
I don't mean like get an assassin and take her out Hitman 47 style. Let me clarify that.
Thank you so much for clearing that up.
I don't want anyone to kill Amaranth. Just terminate her contract on Twitch. Yeah. Right. Let me clarify. Because I'm sick to death of this bloody. Basically, soft porn.
There is a like I just to clarify what Freddie was saying. I understood what you meant by that. There is a wording that sometimes gets used as like we understood it, but it's a British term. It's a British term to say to get shot off someone doesn't mean to get to pull out a pistol.
Yeah, please don't sue me. I didn't mean literally.
It does. It can mean for someone to be sacked from a job. To put it into a different context. If you're getting shot of is to get rid of. It's just out of context. So yeah. I knew exactly what you meant, but it was rather a comical moment. Rather.
Please don't terminate me.
I have to clarify that for.
Do not terminate.
Right, anyway, as I was saying, she don't need Twitch, right? She, as I said before, she has got
OnlyFans.
Got so many OnlyFans. Like Twitch is just, I think she's just taking a piss now, to be honest, on Twitch out of the terms and conditions, and taking the absolute what name.
Did she start on Twitch? Or did she?
I think she did. Yeah, she did. Yeah, but she used to play games and stuff back in the day.
Oh.
And then when she realised that she got more attention for jiggling her jiggles at the camera,
she just kept doing that.
Yeah, pretty much, and then it just escalated from there. And then she inspired loads of other artists to do the same thing. I mean, look, I don't want to make this a big song and dance, but I will because I can't stand it. Look, there's other websites you can do that sort of stuff on, and if you want to do that and you want to earn money from it, and you do earn money from that, then fair play.
Don't use Twitch.
Don't use a gaming platform. Don't use a gaming platform. That's essentially what Twitch is, because you can't stream live music without a license. You can't stream TV shows. You can't stream movies. You can't stream pretty much any form of media other than video games or podcasts, right? So. Yeah. That being said, and it is in the terms and conditions, that these people are still doing it out there, treating it as a soft porn site, a cinema, an anime review station. You know, this isn't just technically about Amaranth right now. This goes across the whole broad of every twit on Twitch, breaking terms and conditions. Yeah, the Twitters on Twitch.
Yep.
The twats on Twitch, on Twitch and Twitch. So remember, I can't, honestly, it's ridiculous.
I know.
Amaranth, look, you're a pretty girl. You don't need to do this. Stop trying to get our platform demonetized and defunded by corporations. So then all of us will just have no, you know, the ones that do earn money won't get any money, and the platform will just die, and then no one will ever click on Twitch. It'll be like what was that streaming service that Microsoft had that died because of lack of people?
Mixer.
Yeah, Mixer. There'll be another Mixer situation where Twitch will become the next Mixer.
I hope not.
And then we'll all be forced to use Facebook Meta.
Oh God, no!
Which
you can't make.
Read your terms and conditions. Anyway, Amaranth, pack it in. Stop getting banned, and stop getting the platform in trouble. Right, next one. Next little bit of tidbit news before I get our podcast banned with my big mouth. Is that Dying Light 2 is in the news?
Good or bad?
Bad.
Wow.
Broken game
just
mechanics.
Come out.
Yeah, it's not released well. It's not gone down well. Physics are broken. Games, quests don't work. Crashing issues. Co-op doesn't work at all. There's thousands of posts on Steam forums and other gaming forums, all complaining to Techland about the issues of co-op. Not connecting, not working, not functioning. Quests and NPCs disappearing through flaws. No, not working as intended. Even with restarting the game, some quests have been outright deleted, causing the player having to start again. So auto saves aren't working. There's losing their progress like 3 or 4 hours back. You know, there's loads of stuff. It's basically Cyberpunk all over again, and it makes me. It's not technically as bad. It does make me laugh that Cyberpunk have endorsed their release, which is kind of funny, really, because they've endorsed their release and Techland are having all sorts of problems with it. And the controller, there's a remapping issues with the keyboard. There's controller issues. There's lag. There's terrible FPS problems with ray tracing on.
Yeah.
It literally cripples the machine.
Yeah.
You have to run it in 1080p on medium to get above 60 frames per second, and that's on a high end or a decent graphics card like 1070, 1080, 2080, 2070 plus and above should easily be able to run this 1440p on high at 60 frames per second with ray tracing on. But in a highly optimized rig, but this game is not working. And it's also been accused of copy and paste.
I
Go on, Steve, because I know you're playing it. So
I was going to mention actually, because I have played it and I can actually come in on this. I think a little bit. Say there was some frame rate issues that I found, and I wasn't sure whether it's just because I was just streaming, and I was looking at my own streaming content, and I could see I've got a couple of monitors, so I'm able to see my content.
Yeah.
And when I see my content, sorry,
go on.
Thank you very much. I could see the gameplay for me, but not so much for the stream. So it had to be the gameplay. I was looking at because I can see from if I've got any dropped frames on OBS, I can see that it wasn't really happening for me. So yeah, the game seemed to struggle a little bit when I was playing it. Again, I don't feel like it's to do with my internet connection or anything like, because it is a live server as well, because I'm not sure if there's people could jump in and jump out your game, but there is multiplayer to it, but the multiplayer characters are the same because there's no other models available. You'll play as the same. All play as the same character, but you'll play together. That's something else I never realised until playing it. So, but there is some frame rate issues. It is not perfect. We was going to jump onto that next week, but I think we're pretty much covering a lot of it now.
It's only because it's from what it's in the news, it's in reports everywhere. It's loads of YouTubers are covering about how bad it is. Like this goes back to the ones that stick their head in the sand and ignore all that and just say it's a game's amazing. Looking at you, Jacksepticeye. He plays the game. You can tell he's not enjoying it, but he's still like, "This game's amazing," and you can just see through his. Game's amazing. You can just see like the corporate gun just pointed at his head, and you all say this game's amazing. You're not allowed to say otherwise. But it's that's a joke, by the way. Yeah. I'm joking for those that are listening. Don't take me seriously, all right? For crying out loud. It's just I'm just mucking about, all right? Banter. It's banter, all right?
Yep. We know.
A bit of banter, a bit of fun. Those that have a brain will understand. Those that don't, oh, he's being offensive. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
no, we'll get in trouble. Right. Anyway, so Dying Light 2 is in hot water. They had a day one patch that supposedly fixed thousands of bug fixes. Where have we heard that before? Where have we heard that one before?
Day one release.
Day one release, thousands of bug fixes. Cyberpunk 2042. Any other AAA game? Right.
Every
AAA game in the last 5 years has said that.
Outriders. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, we all have a bit of a chesty cough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to company bullshit.
I know. Yeah.
Right. I could go on and on, but basically the game's not working properly. The physics engine is broken. They said they're going to address it. But the kicking the zombies, like when you kick the zombie off earlier, they're not supposed to just fall down like that. They're supposed to fly. The whole point of Dying Light is when you drop kick somebody, they go flying. And when you drop kick the zombie, they go flying. That's what made it so addictively fun to run around drop kicking zombies off buildings. You drop kick a zombie and you just fall over. Yeah, they just fall over, and like you can't even kick them into the spikes. If you kick them into the spike, they just flop over. I'm going to say this right. Who play test this stuff? There is literally billions of gamers on this planet.
We know the news outlets don't play games.
Exactly. Are they just getting journalists to play test this game? They don't know anything.
It's the ones that gave us the end of year awards. It's the same one. It's the same. It's the same company.
It's the same people. Yeah, same bloody one.
Come the end of the year, we'll look back on this, and I'm going to say it now, but I think Dying Light will probably be in the list as like one of the as one of the Game of the Year's nominations.
The best story.
Yeah, the best meaningful story. Yeah, it showed heart.
Can I also just touch on they advertise this game as all decisions will shape the universe and shape the way the game will unfold and will shape how the town evolves and stuff. Can I tell you what that is? It's basically who you give food and water to and who you give power to. That is the nature of those decisions. Every other decision is just face value nonsense. That mean nothing. It just the game makes you think you're making a decision, and in all honesty, whatever you do, they're all boned. So it's just, I hate games like that. That give you the fake choice, fake consequences. This is because I watched a few reviews. This guy's played like 40 hours into the game, and he's like, nothing I said or did mattered apart from the food and electric. And if you remember the promo in the E3 a couple of years ago, where they had that massive open world and said, your choices matter, and it went from blue to red to green, flags everywhere and different looking buildings and different looking people, and they said, your choices will shape the universe. I'm going to call you out now, Techland. Nonsense. Just nonsense.
Can I just interject something? Something that I point.
By all means.
So it's I had, because when I was playing it earlier today, I had actually Jelly, who was one of our guests, by the way, if you were listening, last week, and he pointed out the fact that he felt uncomfortable playing it on the control, because I know it's like Xbox and it's on pretty much all formats apart from I think apart from Switch. And
Switch.
we're just talking about the concept of not being able to rebind buttons on consoles. It's like, why not? It's just like we should be that advanced now that we should be able to do it, because like I said about like I'm able to rebind my keys to how I feel comfortable playing a certain game, like because I use most of my games I use an MMO mouse, because so for anyone who doesn't know, it usually has like about 12 buttons usually on the side. Yeah, many buttons. And I prefer to use my thumb
I had one of those.
Yeah, I prefer to use my thumb as certain selections. So like if I want to, but although I did find out that I selected 3 as my heel, and the default button for that was H. Now I much prefer doing WSAD and all the movements. I could do Control Shift and Alt, and I can do all that.
Yeah.
But to move my thumb across from like F to H is a bit of a struggle for me. That's just for me. So I moved it over to 3. I felt like pushing 3 on the mouse button, and I weren't getting anything. It was like it kept just bringing up the menu. It was like, oh, I don't want the menu. So I had to rebind it back to default setting. Yeah. So that needs to be fixed. But yeah, please. I just reading your chat actually, and reminded me as well. Why can't game developers now incorporate like a system to, not just for this game, but for any game, where the controller should still be allowed to have bound keys? Like it should. I mean, we must now be in that technology now where we can do that.
Indie games do that. Free games on itchy.io have that functionality. It's not hard to program.
Yeah,
it really isn't. I can code it, and I've actually coded it in my Rempe stuff when I was mucked about with Rempe a long time ago. It's not hard. There's no excuse. There is no excuse for that.
I will say, talking about controller stuff, I will say that especially in the last couple of years, games on console don't feel good at all. Like, I think these games, people are focusing more for the PC, which is fair enough because a lot of people do have PC, but the people who don't and use consoles, some of the games just don't feel great. And, the control, it's just, I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't know if I'm the only one. Maybe I am.
No. Actually, this is a good point to make.
I do feel that they're not up to scratch like they are on PC.
Yeah.
I will counter that, Beth, and say that most PC games now require you to use a joypad. There is in fact, keyboard and mouse support is literally going out the window for most games now.
I guess sorry.
But no, I'm just saying that I do agree with you there that the controls and the controllers some games, especially some console games, do feel sluggish and unresponsive. Especially some of the stuff that you can't rate. They have stupid button layouts. There's one game, for instance, just an example. Nexus something. It's an anime game that has like a bazillion combinations for buttons, and one attack uses the button for one button 8 times, and it won't let you rebind it a different combo to a different key. So it becomes very frustrating because you end up doing the wrong move or the wrong combo and the wrong stuff. You end up killing stuff for something you want to try and save, or for other reasons why. But it's very infuriating, and I understand that where you're coming from there, Beth. But I just wanted to touch in that in PC gaming, a lot of games say best played with a controller. Played with a controller. So, but I've got a PC. I've got a really good mouse. Got a really good keyboard. Like I've got a brand new keyboard here. I've got a brand new gaming mouse. And I can't use it because it's best played with a controller. So my controller's like crap. So it's like
just to touch off on that, I think what I'm thinking about is because I have the original Xbox One, obviously newer games aren't really built to be played on the older generation of Xbox One. And I think that's why my games probably feel sluggish. Like not as good as it would be on an Xbox One X or something, That's what I mean.
Yeah, the firmware it's using is 10 years old now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So it's gonna fit. It's gonna be like, and there really should be like, because Xbox said, "Oh, we'll do a performance update for all the old
They just get
generation
rid of the
consoles."
Xbox One because
Yeah,
that's what they did with the
they'll,
360. They just
they'll
got
fade
rid
it
of it.
out. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, they did get rid of it. Yeah,
and I
I've still
don't.
got one, but like I say, I can't. That's why ended up getting a new Xbox, because I couldn't play the games on it. I
Yes,
100% agree with what you're saying. Is that
I
it's
think that's a little unfair because
yeah.
I don't have the money to buy a new Xbox Series X. I want to play on my old one, you know? Like, at least make them playable. Like, because the games that came out on Xbox One looked good, you know? But they're trying to upgrade it more, and
Yeah.
it doesn't work. But anyway, yeah,
I can tell you how to get one off stream, Beth. There's an easy way to get one.
we're gonna
We're moving on. No, I don't mean it's not dodgy. All right, it's not dodgy.
need
For those that listen.
balaclava.
It's not off. It's not off the back of a lorry. You
I'm
know,
joking.
I'm on crutches. I couldn't catch up to a truck if I had 4 million years.
I know a bloke in a pub.
My neighbour.
We're not condoning any criminal activity, by the way. Just this is becoming a criminal podcast. No.
It's evidence.
Evidence.
We've made evidence.
Oh yeah, apart from you, Beth, you don't even have your face showing in this one. You're
It's
fine.
not-
It's just,
I knew what was going to happen.
yeah.
I knew.
Me and Freddie are banged to rights now. We've got our faces
I
showing.
know. I bet there's like voice recognition now. I bet someone could find me just by using like finding my voice. Like I bet there is.
There's very quickly. There's a new bit of technology out. This will worry you.
Oh, great! Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Called the Apple AirTags. I don't know if you've heard of these. They're little discs. They're literally like spy discs. Like, you know how the superheroes put tracking beacons on people, bad guys, to find them. That's exactly what this thing does. So they're literally the size of a 10p piece, and they can track it anywhere in the world within a 5 foot.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bit of tech.
Scary.
It's a bit scary. It's like find your phone, but find everything else at the same time.
Find the human.
Yeah, that's basically what it's for. It's put on your phone or your keys, or something that you mislay. That's the intent behind it. But there was a couple of videos I saw. There's a channel I listened to, Mr. Who's the Boss. I don't know if you've watched his tech stuff. He was talking about how stupid it is and how dangerous it is, and how they should be taken off the market. Because they're used for inferior purposes. If those who don't know what that means evil deeds like crime and stuff. So that's just just don't buy those.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Let's move on to the releases.
Let's go to the releases then. Let's go for February.
More ranting.
Let's just rant for the whole.
Yeah. Rant cast.
Could you imagine, like 6 hours later, like someone leaves, someone leaves now, right, and they come back 6 hours later, and we're still ranting about.
And another thing.
I know we made that joke before, but
I know. Just you know what? That's fine.
Just to finish up what I was saying about Dying Light 2, is that those that who haven't bought it yet, don't buy it. Wait for updates and stuff for the game to be fixed. Steve's already got it. I understand why, because with the hype and all the build up and all the trailers and stuff, even I was like, that looks really good. It looks really, really good. And then, as usual, and then 90%
it's a disappointment.
They come out and they're rubbish.
I refunded one game to buy another game that I might have to refund.
It's fun, yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah.
We got rid of
G2FO.
GTFO. It's basically. I know this is
bought it.
Yeah, but there's a reason I got shot of it, and I'm not going to go into too much detail. But the Discord, you're no good, and the community, you're no good, and the matchmaking is no good, and that's all I'm going to say about that. It made me feel very unwelcome, very nasty pieces of work on there. I felt very intimidated, and no, I really wanted to get into that game. The game looks incredible. It looks like a lot of fun, but it's expensive for what it is.
Yeah, for what it is.
And I was willing to pay that so I could play with my buddies.
Yeah.
But it's for me and Steve are just playing it to get other people in, because you can't have bots. if that's the people they're going to be playing with, then it's not. No.
No, I feel like we made the right decision now, and coming away from it now, looking back on it, unless there was a possible way of playing single player, which there weren't. But if there was a possible way of playing it single player, I may have kept it. But because I'd already seen so much, I literally bought it, but I didn't install it because I waited long enough. I wanted to wait for anyone else to come along and say, "Oh, I've got it. I'll come in," and you go, "Yeah, fine, I'll install it." But I didn't even install it, and I still asked for a refund. And literally, today, I've just been given a confirmation that it's been, I have been fully refunded. But because I got the refund, I knew that was coming. I went, "Oh, Dying Light, okay, that'll do." I liked the first one. I went for the first one, and I quite enjoyed it. I must admit, I thought I might be enjoying the same thing, but it is. Anyway, yeah, it is. It's out there. It's out there.
It'll get better. It's just one of those disappointing things where the company lets the fans down and lets all the hype down. You know, it doesn't have the issue. I mean, again, the original point was who playtest this game, and very quickly, companies, AAA developers, if you're listening, hire fans to playtest your game. Hire communities. The hype that you build up for your games generates a community, generates an interest, generates a following. Use that following to playtest your game. Stop releasing these games that haven't been tested properly by actual gamers. Whoever you're using as a testing, you need to get better. Like Kratos says, don't be sorry, be better. That's what we expect you to be better. It's just getting old now. All this same old stuff from the AAA development companies.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to move on to
let's do
new
this.
releases.
Should we go right? So we're going to go with the same list that we had before.
Website.
Yeah. So I've got that. I've got that loaded up now. So I'm going to kick off.
I wasn't going crazy.
No, you weren't going.
Can you throw it into Discord? So
yes, it is in the Discord now.
Aha, brilliant.
Yeah. So we're going to go for that top. So Beth, do you want to lead on?
Well.
February.
Come on, there's a lot. Okay.
There's a lot.
All right. So I'll go through the first 5 and we're alternate. Okay.
Alternate. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So quick one. Life is Strange Remastered Collection. I never played the previous ones. But it's going to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Did you guys play those? Oh, sorry, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Stadia with what? And PC.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I have played. Yes, I played up till. Well, I didn't. The last one I didn't play. It was the only one I didn't play. But I have played them all up until now. So whether I want to get a remastered version, I don't know, because it's I haven't played them already. Like the remastered's just going to be remastered. It's more just more pretty, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, like I've played it, so I'm not sure if I want to go back through them again, having not even owned the recent one. So although I do have that on my wish list, and that's something I was.
So it came out February the 1st, 2022 this year. Frady, did you play Life is Strange?
Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was knocking about on my windows. I did play the original release.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something I particularly enjoyed.
Fair enough.
I just found it too slow.
Yeah.
But I know why people like it. It does get good once you get past sort of the first part of the game, but it's just not a cup of tea. It's just not for me. I'm not interested. I just thought it was too slow and just like I said, it's not something that appealed to me, so I didn't really play it for much longer. I bought it and I never refunded it because I played it for 3 hours and then the team were like, "No, we can't refund it now." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So it's all right. It's a it's not a bad game. It's quite. I don't agree with the remastered price tag of £45.
45. Oh my god.
Yeah, £39, £45. I've seen it for 30. I think it's $34.99 on Steam. And even so, that's ridiculous, just because it's had an upscale. It's not like a remake. It's not like a remake. It's not like they've rechanged the whole game or anything. No. It's literally just upscaled it for modern gaming machines and consoles. That's what I will say about it, is that I disagree with the price tag. It should at least be, it should be 20 quid,
Yeah.
maximum. So
Okay.
unless I'm missing something and they have, changed mechanics and made it, the gameplay more interesting, then I don't know, because I haven't looked it up. All I know is it has had a facelift.
Okay. Yeah.
So that price tag, still think it's a bit much.
Yeah. That's. I don't. I think is it all 3 games? There's 3 games, right? So
Yeah.
is it all 3 games?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
there?
It will be the
Okay.
collection up till
Yeah, but
the recent one.
You can buy them all for like 2 or 3 quid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The whole collection on G2A is like £4. Why are you charging?
Remastered, innit? That's worth more.
Yeah.
Remastered.
we put our textures through an upscaling computer algorithm, and we're going to charge 40 quid for it
Yeah.
for doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really interested in it, to be honest, but I might check to see what people are saying about it and stuff. But that's the
My
first one.
opinion about the pricing thing. I don't think that many people are bothered, and the fans of the game will buy it anyway. So
Second.
I'm the minority people in the corner.
Yeah.
Go back to your corner, Freely, and shut up.
Next on the list, a game called The Waylanders. It's for PC. It's a role-playing game, so I'm guessing is it MMO? I don't know. I don't know. RPG. It's an RPG. Sorry. Oh, party-based RPG.
Yeah.
Okay. When's that? That is coming out. So it's out already.
It's out already.
February the 2nd, 2022. Number of players is 1, which I don't know how a party-based game is only for 1 player, but okay. It's $23.99 on Steam, so if you're interested in that, go ahead. Yeah, okay. Okay. Next we got Dreamscaper. I know you guys wanted to say something about this. What was
Yeah.
Well,
do we have more time for more angry rants?
Okay, let me go through some of the other ones first. Let's see.
It'll be quick, I promise.
Okay.
That's what she said.
You got a minute. You got 1 minute.
1 minute.
1
Go.
minute.
Right.
1 minute each.
Right. Okay. I'll do mine very quickly. I will sum it up in 1 word. SHIT. There you go.
Okay. Steve?
No, I played this when it came out, so I got it recently because it's now on the Xbox. It is now. That's why they're releasing it now, because it's on the Xbox. But it came out on the PC, so it's now on Game Pass. So you could easily just play it. I would, if anyone's interested in it, download it on the Game Pass. That way you've got it.
It's on the game. Okay.
Yeah. It is on the Game Pass.
Okay, cool.
I kind of liked it to a point when I got to a point, I managed to speak to a lot of the NPCs in the world. You have to go around the world. You are in a dreamlike world. It's combat is very sort of like annoying.
It's 3 buttons.
It's 2 buttons, but I felt I was repeating a lot of the same stuff over and over again. And not really making much progress. Even though I had made a little bit progress, I didn't feel like it was. I was done quite a lot, and I was like, you got to speak to certain NPCs throughout the world, and then you got to give them gifts, and they will then reward you with something to help you along fighting the main boss. Really, I think you're trying to get to, but it is a kind of roguelike.
Roguelike.
Yeah, it's a roguelike sort of game. So that it's basically it's difficult. It's a difficult gameplay to go through. It's difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say that I didn't like the aesthetics. I hate having characters that have no face.
Yeah.
It freaks me out because it gives me the whole mannequin feeling. And I didn't have a clue what was going on. There was no story, barely any story, and it's like you just start. You're in some sort of ghost-like mansion place. You're walking around some sort of mist everywhere. You go through one sort of circle thing, teleport, whatever it is, and then you end up walking up to a grave, and a big hand comes out, grabs you, and then it's 10 years later, and you're in a car, and then you're in a bed, and then you fall asleep, and you wake up in this world, and it's like you have to fight stuff, and I'm like, what the F is going on in this game?
It's recapturing your memory. You're trying to recapture your memories that through the power of Dream, and that's ultimately all I can go. Yeah.
When?
Yeah, no, that's
it's like 2 hours in, and I was like, Jelly and I were like, what the F is this game? We don't know what's going on. We're killing stuff for no reason. We're waking up in bed. We're sinking through the beds and nothingness. And what is explained?
areas throughout the game. If you interact with something, there is.
Yeah, and I went to a pub, and I was like, okay. This is a pub.
Outside of that, there is other things that you could like. There's a playground area, so if you go to there, there is a memory that if you click on it, and that gives you a memory. It's you go into a dream world, and that's why it's called Dreamscaper.
Yeah.
Okay. Despite your rants, if anyone is interested in it, it came out on the 3rd, and I don't know how much it is. Do you know how much it is? I don't.
Too much.
Not too much.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'll look it up on Steam quickly.
Okay. It came out. Game Pass. Oh, it's on Game Pass, yeah. So Xbox Series X.
It is
20 quid.
20 Switch. Yeah. It is 1914.
Get out of here! Get out of here, you nutters! That is not 20 quid worthy.
That's slowly.
You don't even have talking in it. You don't even have sound effects. The one doesn't even make any sound. It's just that. Get out of it. Go away. It's 2022, not 2001.
Okay. Oh. All right. While 3D recovers, there's a Sherlock Holmes.
I'm not angry. Honestly, I'm not an angry person.
Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments comes out on the Switch. Quite self-explanatory. Sherlock Holmes, solving crimes and all that good stuff. It's a great game. Comes out February 3rd, so it's out already. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, iOS and Android.
Don't buy.
I never played that. Never have any interest in that.
If you like Yu-Gi-Oh, you'll like that game, and that's it. Really, there's no much else to say about that.
Basically, it's available on the phones now.
Next person.
Yeah, it's like
okay.
Sorry.
No.
I was just going to say it's like a poor man's Blizzard card game. What's that game called again?
Hearthstone.
Yeah, it's like a poor man's Hearthstone. But
it's a CCG.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So we've already covered this already, but it has just come out on the on all of everything apart from the Switch. PlayStation 5, Xbox, PC.
Limped on.
Yeah, Dying Light 2, Stay Human, but we've already covered that anyway. So
I've already said that.
Moving on to the next game that came out on February the 8th, Oli World. So skating.
Yeah, it's a side-scrolling skateboarding game.
Yeah. Okay, so
it has local co-op, and it's like tricks. You do tricks and stuff. I've got the first 2 games.
Yeah.
This is like an evolution of it, sort of thing.
Private Division publishers and developed by Roll7, and it's on, like I said, how much is that? Do we even have a price for that? I'm not sure.
Oli World. Let me have it.
Oli World.
Oli.
It's $24.99 currently on Steam, and okay. Moving on. Anyone else want to say anything about that other than that? No.
No. Don't really
also
care.
Also on February the 8th is Saifu.
Yes,
I can't wait to get that. That's what I'm using my refund for.
It will be available on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PC. It is a so it will be should be on Steam because it is PC.
I really hope it's not Epic Games exclusive. The old Cry River.
It is slow clap, published and developed by its action genre. It has an industry rating of mature. I don't know too much about this.
It's not on Steam. My day is ruined.
Is it not?
No, it's not. What? No, it's bloody Epic Games.
Oh, Epic Games. So that's where the PC side of it comes in. Right.
Wow.
Okay. So it's an Epic game.
Well, damn yeah.
Well, damn it.
This is a Darth Vader moment.
No.
No. Yeah.
Oh well. Okay. Yeah, should we go on to the next one? I
Yeah.
kind of like the idea of that, but now you're saying it's Epic Games, so maybe not. All right, so
It's just they just bought the exclusivity for PC. That's all. It's a
yeah,
PlayStation exclusive. It was originally a
PlayStation.
PlayStation exclusive, and Epic Games went, "We'll give you loads of money if you put it on PC."
Yeah.
But, the rumor was it was going to be on Steam as well, but no chance of that.
Right, Feb the 9th on Switch, action arcade wrestling. So, yeah, wrestling game then, obviously. 1 to 4 players. Vico Game Studios and Reverb, published by. It has different release dates, I think, for most of the games coming out. It's already been out on the PC in 2019. It came out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on August 10th, 2021. And the Switch is the reason why it's been mentioned here, is because it comes out on February, as I said, February 9th. Got no actual thing about it. It's a wrestling game. Yeah. I mean,
That's all you need to know.
that's what you need to know. Yeah.
Half-naked people, right?
Half-naked
wrestling.
people throwing people into
Throwing each other.
throwing each other, yeah. Shouting obscenities in towards the crowd and having a go. I don't really know too much about the game itself. So
No, I know nothing about it. It's not much. I
No.
don't really play wrestling games anymore. Not since SmackDown on the PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going back a while.
I think that's
All right, Freddie.
yeah, okay.
Do you do 5?
I don't know. I think so. 1, 2,
Okay, Freddie, go on.
Yeah.
You can go through some.
So we've got Backbone, which is on Game Pass. It's a detective point-and-click game. You play a fox in some sort of animal kingdom. You're like you're a detective, and you have to solve murders and stuff. It's interesting. Not my cup of tea, but if you like whodunits and hard detective games, if you like Sherlock Holmes sort of thing, and you don't mind playing as talking animals, then there's a bit of fairiness going on with the females as well in it. So it's not bad. It's come out on the Switch. If you got, like I said, you've got Game Pass, you can play it on that. Next one is one that I'm actually looking forward to, and it's coming out on the 10th. Of Edge of Eternity, which is an RPG which I've had on my wish list on Steam for quite some time. It's been in early access. It was in early access for the best part of 3 years. Then it came out of early access just towards the end of last year, and I was stoked to find out that it was coming to consoles. So it's a Japanese RPG. Think along the lines of Final Fantasy VII Remake, open world, combat. It's like Devil May Cry. It has party-based system. It has relationships. They'll get the massive open world. There's a big, massive stories, like 80 hours plus of gameplay. They did have a lot of development problems, and it did have a lot of gameplay issues in early access. So just be wary of that. But if you have Game Pass, it'll be out on Game Pass. So worth checking out at the very least if you like RPGs. Crossfire X is another cookie cutter COD wannabe first person shooter. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's on Xbox and Xbox only. It's an exclusive, which I do want to talk about Game Pass. I think I'll do that next week. Is a quantity over quality. That's all I'm going to say for that. So yeah, if you like brain numbing yourself with the same stuff over and over again, Crossfire X is the game for you. Cardboard Kings. I have no idea what this is. Coming out on February the 10th. It's Cardboard Kings will let you live out your card shop dreams. Apparently, run a card shop. That's
simulation. So yeah,
simulation game. Yeah. That's all I know. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
You create Warhammer tables and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. Warhammer simulator. Anyway, off track. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. How many Kingdom Hearts games do you need?
Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, they're up there. There's like 3 of them.
Switch, February 10th. So that's all coming out on the Switch.
Yeah.
The whole Kingdom Hearts games coming out on the Switch. That is one of the most confusing games I've ever played. Game series. I still don't know what the hell's going on, and I've got all of them myself on the PlayStation
Mhm.
3, and then I've got Kingdom Hearts 3 through Game Pass. And if you know what that is, or what it's about and what is going on, and you can sum it up in less than 100 words, please let me know. I don't have it. It's way too complicated for me. But it's good for Switch owners that are going to be able to play that. That's actually some of the sections are really good. The Kingdom Hearts 3 I haven't really played, so I know it's supposedly better than the other two, the other couple of games. Anyway, and then we've got Know by Heart, which is also coming out on the February 10th. PC. It's a narrative adventure about accepting loss by the makers of Pathologic. Ooh.
Hmm.
Ooh. Right.
So
Okay.
that might be worth checking out.
Yeah.
Developed by Ice Pick Lodge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Beth.
Yeah, you want to carry on with this? You want to carry on from?
Sure. Um.
Oh, can I do this? Can I do this one? Can I do this last one? This one more.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can do that.
Oh yeah.
Lost Ark. Lost Ark. Right.
Mhm.
Forget Sifu. That's where my refund's going. Lost Ark. Lost Ark.
Oh yeah.
Diablo, move aside. Lost Ark is coming to claim the throne of isometric MMO with amazing combat, characters, gameplay. The only negative I will say on that very quickly is I don't like the censorship they've put in the game. That's the only thing that's worth discussing next week, I think. Definitely don't agree with that aspect of it. But it's an amazing game. It's one of the most popular games in Korea, South Korea, and Japan. It's played quite a lot in the East. I know China have a lot of players and they're involved. I know it's making them a lot of money, so I'm looking forward to that coming to the West. Destiny. Sorry, then go on, Beth. You go. Sorry, I want to go.
No.
Automatically go on then.
That's fine. So on February the 15th, we'll be having Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Coming out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, Stadia, and PC. I never played those games, so if you're a fan of them, I'm sure you're excited to play it. But I never personally played it myself. Assassin's Creed, the Ezio. How do you say his name? Ezio.
Ezio collection. I don't know. That
Yeah,
bloke collection.
Ezio collection. Coming on Switch. On February the 15th. I'm sure you know what Far Cry is, so.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, I don't know what Roman numeral is that?
16.
16.
It's the King of Fighters 16.
Okay, King of Fighters 16, PlayStation 5, Xbox
Or no,
Series.
sorry, I made a boo boo. It's 15.
Oh, 15.
I made a
Yeah,
boo-boo.
X and Y.
I made a boo boo. I apologise. I dumb. Dumb.
So PlayStation 5, Series, Xbox X and
Yeah, look
S,
forward to that.
PlayStation 4, and
What's
PC.
that?
February the 17th. I don't really know what it's about, but it looks interesting. Oh, it's a fighting game. Okay. I don't know how many I did there.
You
It
don't.
doesn't matter.
You,
It doesn't matter.
You never mentioned it was Total Warhammer 3.
Total War 3.
Warhammer 3. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, sorry, Total Warhammer 3. Yeah. PC, February 17th.
Yeah.
That's coming on the Game Pass first day of
It
release.
is. I saw it on there, and I'm very curious about it.
That's if you remember
It's a strategy game.
the Rome games, Total War Rome. Remember those? Played those?
No.
Total War Shogun.
No, but I've seen.
Well, it's the Total War series, but Warhammer.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll check it out. It's going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah,
so why not?
We can all play that in with giant orcs and ogres, and that'd be quite fun actually.
I'll just go through the last couple of ones. It's
go
not
on.
very much. Horizon Forbidden West. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, this should be good for PlayStation.
PlayStation 5.
That needs to
and
be
4.
good. Otherwise, I'm going to lose faith in all AAA games if that one comes out as a broken mess.
I hope not. That comes out February 18th.
Big month, February.
Yeah. Next, Destiny 2, The Witch Queen.
Oh God.
PlayStation 5.
Shut up and give us money.
Basically, all the platforms. It's coming out on all the platforms.
Yeah, especially Stadia.
Yeah, Stadia. I don't. February the 22nd. Okay. Monarch coming out on February 22nd.
What is that? That looks
PlayStation 5 and 4, Switch and PC.
It's not some sort of Japanese RPG.
Yeah.
Japanese RPG. So yeah. Next we have Sol Cresta. I don't know if I said that right. Sorry if I haven't.
Made by Platinum Games.
Yeah.
PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC.
Sorry, Beth. 1 second.
No, it's all good.
That's published by Hamster Company.
Hamster
Company. I just thought that was quite funny.
Published by Hamster Company. Yeah, I just see that as well.
Apparently, it's a shoot 'em up, vertical shoot 'em up. Sure.
I know. It's top-down ship arcade games.
Yeah. Okay.
Spaceship arcade games. Yeah.
Wait,
I've seen the trailer for that. Yeah, we watched the trailer for that. We thought that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Remember, we watched the trailer for it, didn't we? It was like, it looks quite good for a 2.5D top-down shooter game. Anyway, moving on.
3D did mention this before, but it's coming out on Switch February 23rd. Edge of Eternity. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
So that's February 23rd.
I'm really looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be really good.
Martha is Dead is coming out on all platforms except Stadia.
Sorry, Stadia.
You got left behind.
You got left behind like 5 years ago. 3 years ago.
This is a horror game. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, there's a demo on Steam.
Ooh.
A demo.
Yeah,
play it. I streamed it and played it ages ago. It's absolutely incredible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait for it, honestly.
Coming out February 24th. I don't know if I said that already, but
yeah. Sorry.
I'm
interrupting all the time.
No, it's all right. So the last two of this month we have Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are excited about that one.
The Elden Ring. Oh.
Comes out February 25th on all platforms except Stadia. Sorry, Stadia.
And Switch. It's not on Switch either.
Oh, it's not on Switch either.
No, I won't be able to run that.
Oh, neither is Martha is Dead. That's not on Switch either. Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should read them out. And then next, finally, we have the best one. I don't.
Yeah, more copy and paste from Grid.
Grid Legends.
We got Grid Legends on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S.
That's on Game Pass as well, by the way.
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC. February. It's going out the same day as Elden Ring. Oh, that's gonna.
That's really not gonna make a difference to them, is it?
No.
I mean, it's look at this. It's the developer's Codemaster, and it's published by Electronic Arts. That tells you everything you need to know.
That's Dead on Arrival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already know it's full of microtransactions up the wazoo. So yeah. I watched some previews of it that people were talking about. Anyway, I'm not. But don't buy that one.
the crazy month this month.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you're joking.
What?
You're joking. March the 1st, Elex 2 comes out.
Elex 2?
No, I love the first one. You sack of.
That's right towards the start, and it's just after you've got Elden Ring.
Well, they're gonna drain people of money. This year.
Yeah.
Shadow Warrior 3. Sorry, I'm looking at my.
You're looking. You're going. You're jumping ahead there.
Stop. Calm down.
Calm down. Calm down.
Stranger of Paradise, go away! I don't have enough money for all this stuff, man.
Okay, so
it's time to sell some kidneys.
Oh God! I already sold mine.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Sell some lungs, don't you, those?
I've got so my toes. You
can always go to my merch store and buy my new podcast mug.
Hey, how's that going to help me?
It's the podcast mug. It's just the podcast. And
Buy
even-
buy the merch. Buy it now.
buy the merch. Buy
Yeah.
the merch. It's in
We're
reverse.
gonna
because
buy your
I
kidneys. I'm
got
joking.
mirrored cameras, but yeah, it does actually say.
Don't say that, Beth. They'll come after you with hatchets and stuff.
So
yeah.
I,
No one.
I can now
no
buy
one
more
heard it.
games. Merch.
Did anyone hear it? No, they didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but you're my co-host. You
We
wouldn't
didn't hear-
wrap
we
me
didn't
up,
hear
would
it.
you?
We didn't hear nothing. We heard nothing.
Yeah.
It's not like it's recorded or anything.
Yeah. Or go, or,
It's not like it's gonna go out into the world, is it?
Yeah, no. It's not like it's gonna go uploaded anywhere.
you mean like Spotify or anywhere like that, or
Audible,
Audible,
iTunes,
iTunes,
YouTube.
SoundCloud,
SoundCloud.
YouTube, Twitch. Right. Are we gonna wrap it up because it's like we're nearly 2 hours in now.
Yeah,
Wow.
we've
is
gone
good.
for a while.
We've gone for a lot. I was only joking when I said I'll be 2.5 hours, 3 hours long.
Well, it goes by
wrong
when
was
you're having
I.
There
fun.
we go. It does. It
It's
does
my
go
fault.
well. There we go.
I talk
Goes
too much.
by.
Welcome to the Tangent Podcast. Episode.
We should rename it the Rant Podcast.
The rant. The rants will continue next week.
The rant tank.
The Rant.
Oh dear, yeah. Oh no, I think
Awesome.
we're done. We're done. I think we're done. Well,
Yeah.
no, we're not quite done. No, we're not. No, we're not. What are
We're
we
not- we're
forgetting?
not.
Beth
Oh,
has got a
my-
Joker for the week for us. I'm
my-
sure
my
she
new-
has.
My best.
Well,
My
that's,
job.
that's your job. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Where's Jelly
Here we
when
go.
we need a joke of the week?
Here we go. Here we go. This is a good one, like every other week. Okay. Why did the chicken go to the how do you say that? Sea. I'm
What?
throwing the seminar. What
The seminar.
The seminar.
to get to the other side?
And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you very much for.
I'm going home.
I'm going.
I'm sorry,
I'm going
already
home. Well,
I'm distracted by all the tumbleweeds that just come flying past my deck.
There was a lot of tumbleweeds that time. That really hurt.
that dead air will take a while to cut out. I'm sorry.
No, don't cut it. That's part of it. That's
I'm
part
actually
of it.
gonna leave. Do
Put
you know
in some
what? I
fake
might.
laughter. Put in some fake laughter. There you go.
Yeah, like, woo, yeah, woo.
Wait! More! More! More!
Get out of here. Go home. That's the
Off.
people telling me to get out.
Off!
Oh.
Off!
Where's the can of tomatoes?
Oh,
Can of tomatoes.
it was a good joke. I just messed it up. That's all.
No, you did. I don't think you did mess it up.
I think I did.
I wouldn't
Anyway.
have known. But
Oh, I should have said it.
no, I'm not. Sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm only teasing. All right, no, I think that's a good time to end it. Actually,
It's
yeah.
seance. Seance. Why
Cross.
did the chicken go to the seance,
Seance.
to get to the other side?
Okay.
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 There we
alright.
go.
Anyway.
Sounds-
It's all
I think it
part.
was funnier the
it's all
first
part-
time round.
It's all part. It's all part of it. It's
It
all
went
part
down
of
like a
it.
lead
always-
balloon.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you
Balloon?
soon. I'm going home.
I'm going home. Screw you
Yeah.
guys. I'm
See
going
you
home.
guys.
Balloon?
Oh, dude, I think we should. Yeah, right. Let's wrap up then. Let's wrap up because we got. I want to fit in the game before we, if we can. Yeah. So let's just say thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for watching. If you are watching, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for listening. Either on iTunes or whether it was Spotify, even if it was on Audible or if it was on Amazon Music or SoundCloud or anywhere, please, could you download the episodes and share them, like them, give us all the 5 stars. If it says 10, give us 10 stars. Give us all the thumbs up. It does make a big difference to the podcast if people actually do those things. Getting reviews and people downloading is the biggest way we're going to get noticed, and we are really trying to push hard on this. And I know I keep repeating it every week, and I'm going to keep doing it until people do it. It's the only way to shut me up is if you if you do it. Like we are a small community, and we are a small group, but we are very passionate about this project, and it is a project. I mean, if that's the right word, but yeah, we are very appreciative of anyone who comes along and listens and just says hi and does all those great things. So yeah, thank you if you have done it, but please. Yeah, I'm not trying to.
Thank you very much
yeah.
for supporting us. We
Yeah.
appreciate
We have,
you.
we are getting some reviews, and they are coming in. So they're coming in slowly, but they're getting there, and that's the main thing.
Yes, we
So, yeah.
appreciate.
So we do appreciate those. And anyone who's reached out to me, and if they've tried reaching out to me, I'm not checked their emails or anything like that. So yeah, but I am trying to sort of reach out to people as well. So we might have some more special guests. If you do want to be a special guest on the podcast, feel free to contact any one of us. 3D Show, the Pizza Beth, I've all got Twitters as well. So you can reach out there. You can even whisper in Twitch. There's a little whisper thing. You can send out messages there. Or we do even have Discords, so you could get in contact us via that as well. I will leave any sort of contacts in the descriptions as well, so I'll add those in descriptions. Check out the descriptions. So before we actually end, let's do some socials then. Where are you going to be? Like, Freddie, are you going to be streaming at all? Like, I know you wanted to take a bit of a break.
No, I'm going to be taking a little break from streaming for a little while. For probably this will be my last stream. The next time I'll just be recording it off camera, off stream. I need to take a break, so I don't know when I'll be back. I need to get myself sorted out, but I'll be back in a little while.
Yeah, well,
but,
that's fine. Yeah, people need to take those breaks, whatever the reasons when we don't go into. But people do need to take some breaks sometimes, and sometimes it's good to do that.
Wish Freddie well, and we'll
absolutely
be waiting and
We're all
I'll still
here.
be in the podcast.
You'll still be in the podcast.
I'll still be in the podcast. Yeah.
Just won't be
okay.
streaming.
All right. Yeah. That's good. That's good to know.
As far as Twitch is concerned, it's going to be taking a break from Twitch.
Yeah.
There'll still be you'll still be able to hear Freddie now and again, maybe if we're playing games together. Yeah. So
definitely.
he's going to be there He's going to be there.
I will say, check out my YouTube channel because I'm still going to be uploading there.
YouTube.
Bigfoot episode 4 coming soon.
Is that? Yeah, so we're at the YouTube channel to the description as well.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's she added to that. Beth, are you going to be streaming at all when he's on?
I'm going to try to be stream. Sorry.
Go.
Let me start again. I'm going to try to be streaming next week. If I am going to stream it, it'll be either Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I'm not 100% sure yet.
Okay.
But we'll see. But follow me on Pizza Beth on Twitch. And
excellent, good stuff. Right, so that's it. And for myself, I'm gonna be playing some more games tomorrow on the Sunday, and I've switched screens.
Oh no! Just at the end.
Just at the end. Yeah, that's fine.
We're ending anyway, so.
Yeah, that's fine. So we are coming to the end. Thank you very much for listening. Like I said, I will be back streaming again on the Sunday, and the podcast will return again next Saturday at 9. And hopefully you can all join us then live on twitch.tv/funnybitsboi. Or just listen out for us on any of those platforms that we've already mentioned, and I won't repeat them again. But I am going to end. So that's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye. Bye.